Sometimes the choices we make can actually add more of that to our life, which we are trying to avoid. And we end up wondering, why is this even happening to me? The choices that we keep repeating over time become habits, things we don't even usually notice doing. They can make life simpler, but they can also take us in a direction we have no wish of going. And so, to have more control, to have a bigger say in what happens in our life, it's good to stay aware of the habits that will ruin your life if you let them guide your choices. We worry about the alarm not going off in the morning, about forgetting to pack the charger when going away for the weekend, and we also worry about where we are headed in life and everything in between. And I don't know about you, but when someone tells me don't worry, it actually makes me worry even more, because it convinces me that there is surely something to worry about. And even though sometimes we can't stop worrying, there's a good way and there's an unhelpful way of doing things, thinking about how things could have been different. Spiraling down the rabbit hole of all that could go wrong is a habit that will ruin your life. A more helpful way to worry is to go with an end goal in mind. What do we want instead of what we don't want? Because what we don't want can be a very broad idea which doesn't even give us a clear indication of what we can do. Like, if we think, I don't want to mess this up, then it can mean we may not want a lot of different things, like not end up saying the wrong thing or do something embarrassing. But at best, this is just a vague idea that doesn't really tell us anything about what we can do. But if we think about the things that we do want to happen, like, I want to win this project, we know to prepare for it to the best of our ability and also be present mind, body, soul when going after it. It gives us a concrete action plan, and that's the productive way of worrying, and a habit that turns something unhelpful into one of our strengths. And so, if worrying comes naturally to you, worry with an end goal. No open-ended musings about what might happen or what could have happened. Second, worry but with your focus on what you would like to happen, so that it gives you an action plan to handle the situation more effectively. Sometimes we don't realize it, but we feel stuck in a rut or generally unsatisfied with how things are right now in our life, not because nothing exciting comes our way, but because we make choices based on what we think we can do, which, if you are feeling stuck, is probably falling way short of what you are really capable of. And we usually do this either because we are not comfortable with uncertainty, and this makes it tough to stretch our comfort zone, or because some of the beliefs that are guiding our choices are limiting us in what we think we can do. And if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, then we are going to get the same results over and over again, right? What helps instead is to realize that the resistance we feel at the thought of doing something uncertain is exactly the thing that makes things enjoyable for us. The trick is to stretch, not snap your comfort zone. It's called the Goldilocks principle or the Yerkes-Dodson law. We enjoy doing things most when it's neither overwhelmingly tough or boring simple. But I won't go into more detail on this over here because I did a whole other video about it. So I will just link it in the description below if you would like to know if stepping out of the comfort zone is the right thing for you to do. Another one of the common habits that will ruin your life for sure is saying yes for the wrong reasons. We think before saying no, but most often than not, we say yes almost without thinking about it twice. I wouldn't be paying attention and would say yes to something, and then I would have to turn back again and ask, what did I just say yes to? Saying yes feels simpler than saying no because it makes us look agreeable, feel helpful, and it's easier to say no later on over text with an excuse and an apology. But what we don't always realize is that it can hurt how trustworthy people feel we are. Plus, it can add so much unwanted stress in our life, especially if we are saying yes for the wrong reason but still feel it's our duty to show up. What helps instead is to have our priorities clear in life and stick to how much we can realistically fit in our day. It can save so much of our time, money, energy, mental peace if we say yes to things not because we feel it's the right thing to do, but because we have the time to do that and it's something something that we actually want to do, something that fits our priority list. The next habit is more of a default mode, and it gives others power to control our strengths. It's the habit of taking things personally too quickly, too often. And even though it does stop people from being mean to us, it's a life skill to know when it's worth taking something personally and when it's simply a waste of time. Because being able to see something for what it really is about makes all the difference between being in control of our response and reacting emotionally, adding more stress to our life. A better way to approach any triggering situation is to ask yourself if you would go to that person for advice on something important. But also remember that it's not our duty to comply with others' ideas of what should and shouldn't be done. And finally, after taking a pause for considering these things, decide whether you want to call it out or let it go as none of your concern. Because the third option of letting it fester without doing anything about it is simply going to distract us from our goals and our dreams in life. I know it's tough to stop doing, but comparing ourselves, our results, our lives with others is one of those habits that will ruin your life because of all the stress and demotivation it brings. We might be doing something and see someone who is leaps and bounds ahead of us, and we feel so far back that we start to lose heart, not feel like putting in the effort, and our work starts to suffer. All that momentum is gone and we start to procrastinate, shift things to later. Just that one perfect life post on Instagram or a humble bragging post somewhere else can throw us off track if we use it to compare our life and our results too. What helps instead is to either compare the right way to know what's possible for us in the future or get ideas about what to do and what to avoid, or compare but with ourselves, where we were 6 months, 2 years, 5 years ago and where we are today. How much have we grown as a person? What new insights and experiences have we gained? No two people's story can be the same, not even that of twins, because there's a lot that goes into what guides the choices we make, and they are as individual to us as we each one of us are. Choices are what create our reality because they decide which way our life will go, and so if we really want to, we can always change our life the way we want. There are 4 very life-changing books that have been a guide for me on this journey, and I have collected all my key takeaways from them in this video over here. So go watch it if you would like to be inspired yourself. I hope you found this video helpful. Take care, and I'll meet you in the next video.